No, I have to sync the audio.
Oh, I thought we were just clapping.
No,
Hey everyone, welcome back to his channel.
Thank God. I was not going to be able to do that, so I'm happy you took over. Okay, so today we're reviewing Toradora. And this one was really impromptu. We did not think we were going to do this at all. Like, we were just watching this show just to watch it.
Which is weird because it's such an amazing show. So why wouldn't you have thought in the first place? Because this is your second time watching it. So I would have thought, since you knew I would like it, you were like, hey, let's watch this to do a review. But you completely were just like,
well, you know what I think?
I think you'll like this show. You should watch it.
I think what I thought about it was so good that I didn't want you to feel like I'm just doing this for the review.
And I think that's why I ended up liking it so much, because it wasn't like, hey, let's do a review on this. I just got to enjoy it.
Yeah, there was no
whole.
Pressure. It was just like, hey, we're just watching this.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that.
But yeah, so I do have a few questions written down this time because I feel like a lot of times we get too unstructured. Don't look at the questions. You look over there, I'll look over here. But I feel like we do this kind of unstructured a lot of times. So I did write down a few questions. Also, I tweeted out to see if we could get some questions because I was like having a hard time thinking of stuff. So one, I had some feedback from a friend. He said that I should actually do like a quick summary of the show. Oh. So here's my caveman summary of the show. Boy, Ryuji, don't look. Girl, Taiga, try to help each other get with their respective best friends. Antics happen. They go through the whole ordeal, and then they realize they love each other.
No, you can't put that in there because then the people are gonna know.
It's spoiler review.
Is it spoiler review?
It is now. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
I know I normally don't do spoiler warnings. I just kind of spoil the shit out of something and then don't say anything about it. But this is a spoiler warning because if you haven't seen this, I do actually want you to experience the full thing without getting spoiled. So this is a spoiler warning. We're about to get very spoilery. So here's my questions for you. Now look! Why do you keep trying to
because I don't have anything to look at.
Bastard. Okay, so here's the questions that I thought of for you. Did you know from the beginning that Taiga and Ryuji were going to end up together?
No, I didn't have an inkling in the beginning. I really thought it wasn't going to go that way because that's very, that's very American. That's a very typical American way that a show would go.
So you thought it was like too obvious?
Yes, I thought it was a little too obvious for anime because sometimes anime always throws in a twist in there. You know, maybe one of them died, or she found out she has some type of superpower.
Okay, if I'm being 100% honest with you, if I didn't have any spoilers like beforehand, because I definitely had spoilers beforehand, I would have thought that Taiga died at some point during the series, because there was no way in my mind that they were gonna like make it to where it's just a traditional Western story like
That's what I was saying. Like, there's no way. There has to be something about this that's different. And that somebody would like to make it into an anime. But anyway, what was the question? Towards the middle, it's kind of like you want them to be together. Yeah. Like, you see that they need each other and that you're kind of not wanting them to be with the people that they want to be with.
I don't remember if you said this or if I said this, but this is something that one of us noticed at some point, is that they start to like be able to talk to the people that they were initially going for. Like in the beginning of the series, Ryuji can't talk to Minarin and Taiga can't talk to student council guy. I can't remember his name. But she can't talk to him, and Ryuji can't talk to Minarin. And then like towards the end, or like the middle to the end, whenever they start to really get to know each other and start to realize that they actually have feelings for the what do you like?
It's bothering me that we can't remember his name.
But once they start realizing that they don't have any feelings for those people and they actually have feelings for each other, then they're able to just talk to them normally and it's not weird at all. And so I thought that was a really cool thing. But anyways, so my second question is, did you like the comedy aspects of the show?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I think it was perfect. I mean, at the beginning when I first started watching, I was like, damn, she's a little overboard with how she reacts to things. And then I think about how I react, and if someone made me into an anime, that's definitely what
That's literally you.
I would be kicking you in the throat. I'd be poking you in the eyes. Like, that's probably what
she
I think.
Already does that.
That's probably what I think in my head, and then they would translate that into an anime about me.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought it was a little too much in the beginning, but then I ended up really, really liking her.
Yeah.
Like, she's probably my favorite female character, and he's my favorite male
really?
character.
I didn't expect you to say that. That's extreme.
I like him.
Wait, so those two are your favorite characters in all of anime?
Yes.
Woo! Don't say
Shocking.
anything about what you think of the anime overall. That's my last question.
Okay, no. I just like who he was as a person.
Yeah, he had a very interesting character.
He just kind of reminded me of you. He was just very caring and very, he was always there for her and taking care of her, and we kind of do that.
I love you!
it goes quick break.
Yeah, so one thing that, like, the reason why I even asked you that comedy question in general was because I feel like a lot of times Japanese comedy, at least in anime, doesn't, like, hit me the same way that, like, Western style anime would. Did you feel like you had that at first? Like, was there a little bit of, like, a cultural barrier at times, or was it always pretty...
No, I felt like they were right on par with the type of jokes that I resonate with and that I laugh at and what I like to see. Seems like all the other animes that you've shown me have just kind of been like,
yeah,
okay, that's not funny.
And plus I think that it helps that the Toradora dub is like one of the best dubs. Like,
oh yeah,
they did such a good job dubbing this show, and so I think that helps kind of westernize it a little bit to where it's like we understand the humor. By the way, we have not talked about this at all. I've been dying to know what Kennedy thought. It's been a few days now.
Yeah, we've been trying to film this.
I have been wanting to know. I've been wanting to pick your brain about this for like 5 days now, so this is so exciting for me. Okay. But so the next question is, it's kind of a twofold question, so I guess you can just answer them as if they're separate questions, but it was, how was the setting in your opinion? And then also, what did you think of all the side characters? So like, God, I'm so bad with their names, I can't remember. Yeah, I would consider like Minorine and all them to be kind of like the main cast. What did you think of all the side characters, like
all their little friends
like
that
all
they
their
would
friends.
like go study with,
exactly.
or
yes.
you know, all be talking at a party, not a party, but like
at the table. Yeah. So what did you think of the setting, and then what did you think of all of those characters?
I thought they were great. What do you mean by the setting?
So like, what did you think of like the location, the time, the everything like that?
Oh, I liked it. It was perfect. It was very modern, and that's what I enjoyed. And
did you like the high school setting?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did. It really did feel like a high school. I liked it. I didn't think anything was weird about it or anything like that. In terms of like the side characters, I really enjoyed the side characters. Usually a lot of side characters don't really add anything.
Yeah, they're so bland, they don't do anything.
They're just like, okay, why are you in this? Like, why'd you say that? Go away. Yeah. But I really enjoyed the side characters. Yeah. I felt like they added a little bit of depth to all their friendships and stuff like that. They added more than they took away.
The whole reason that I asked her that was because I feel like this is one of those series, like the rare series that does a really good job with their side characters. Like, they're not intrusive, they add stuff to the story, and they definitely don't take anything away. Like, they're always adding, and they're always like if there's a situation that's just going too right, the side characters will come in to kind of like add some, like mix it up a little bit, make things a little more interesting. My next question is, what did you think of the fight scene? Were you expecting that, and what did you think of it whenever it happened?
Between the two girls?
Yeah, between Taiga and the president. I don't remember their names.
That wasn't the president.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, it was the
student council
president. Yeah.
What is her name? I don't know. Anyways, what did you think of her?
He'll show a picture.
Yeah, she's right. She's right here. I forget to edit this.
I thought that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it showed the power between the two characters, without, saying that they're, like, they know some insane, like, martial arts or something like that. They're just two girls fighting.
There's, like, raw emotion.
In it, and I really enjoyed that fight scene. I want to say, like...
You don't have that much experience with fight scenes, to be honest, though. What are you comparing it to?
Just everything I've seen. I don't think... Every time you tell me, this anime has one of the greatest fight scenes, I sit there watching it like...
And she's like...
There's nothing interesting about this. There's no emotion. Okay,
that's what it is. It's that fight scene...
She was so upset for him.
Passionate.
Because she, I don't even think at that point she really loved him anymore.
Yeah, but
I think she just
my friend.
cared for him. Yeah, like, you did my friend wrong. I'm gonna make you pay.
That fight scene, whenever it happened, I'd heard about it, obviously, because like I said, I've been in the anime scene for a while, and so I kind of knew that it was, like, coming, but I didn't know exactly when it was gonna be, so whenever it started, I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy, because I didn't expect it to be that good.
They were going at it.
Yeah. And like all the punches feel like they had a lot of weight to them. Like they didn't feel like it's like an animated punch. It felt like like a real punch might feel. And it was just really
they were
really emotional. It was emotional. That's what I liked about it.
That show really did have a lot of emotion. Yeah. I mean, it made me feel something at times, and I enjoy a show like that. A show that makes you feel something. In terms of when Minorine's running down the hall and she's just like saying, I don't want to give away too much, but she's saying
we said it was gonna be spoiler.
Oh, okay. She's saying that she does love Ryuji, but she wants Taiga to have him. Like I just thought that was, oh my gosh, and just every single time someone connected with another character, it was just so deep, and I really enjoyed it.
This is off the beaten path, but one thing that I really like about that show, that I was talking to Pokesal, I think, about this, I love how when there's like a confrontation or like an argument or something with, like, let's just say between Taiga and Ryuji, because those like that's obviously the most common one. Like 3 times out of 4, they just go back to normal the next day. Like, not every single problem needs to become a 4-episode story, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
I never see that in anime.
That.
In anime, they're always like, nope, this has to be resolved. We can't move on. But in real relationships, if you have like a small problem that just doesn't need to be brought up again, you just move on.
Or you talk it out the next day.
Yeah,
or
like the
done.
most that you say is, hey, I think that you were wrong here, and you're like, yeah, you know what, I was wrong here. Let's just move on. Okay, that's it. And they do that a lot. Like Ryuji and Taiga will get in this huge disagreement. And Taiga will just be like, let's just move on with our lives. Like, we don't need to be going into this. But I just like that.
Can I ask you something?
No. All right. Yes.
Who was your least favorite character? And I can answer this first if you would like me to.
Yeah.
Okay, this is difficult for me because I think she added to this show.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
And the show wouldn't be the way it is without her, but I just didn't like her for multiple reasons. I liked her, but I didn't like her. I liked stuff about her, but I didn't like her all the time. Minarine.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were gonna say.
Did that shock you?
Yeah, that's actually my my least favorite character.
Because
too.
It pissed me off so bad that she, towards the end, I just felt like she had no right saying she loved Ryuji because she never gave him anything. She never gave him more than a friend vibe, and that's why he was always confused.
Yeah.
And even though Taiga always says, like, she likes you, I know she likes you. Okay, we never saw them.
There was no evidence outside
There was
of
no
that.
evidence.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Taiga says that, but do we actually believe her? Because we've never seen anything like...
There was the beach scene.
No, I'm saying we never just saw them talking with each other. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I love Ryuji. I love Ryuji. And Taiga's like, oh, okay, that's great.
I feel like, though,
there was just nothing there. It just upsetted me because he was going after her so hard and she was just giving him crumbs.
Yeah.
And then they had that scene at Ami's beach house where, like, they were talking about ghosts and stuff like that, and it was trying to be like what would you say, a simile or no?
It was like being ambiguous. Like she was giving him like these like metaphors.
Metaphors, that's what I was looking for. She was giving a metaphor for like finding love or like, and it just was. It was
like, can you imagine being Ryuji in that situation? You're just like, I don't even know. Like, what
are we talking about ghosts or are we talking about love?
Yeah.
There was never any connection between those two characters.
But I feel like one thing that does do is it makes you realize that Taiga has a really firm understanding of Minarine. Like, she understands that she likes her likes him, that even though there's no outward signs other than that. But I do see your point where it's like, literally, if you would just be straight up with him, and that's Ami's
not
entire
even
point.
Straight. That's why Ami's not my least favorite character.
Oh yeah, she's one of my favorites in the show.
Because even though she is a bitch, she's very straightforward.
Yeah, you guys have a lot in common.
Even though I didn't like her at times, I liked her more than Minarine because she was straightforward.
Just be straight up,
yeah. And how the hell is everyone in love with Ryuji? Because we know Ami likes him because she was very alluding to that he was stupid because he didn't understand that she was trying to, not hit on him, but flirt or something like that. Or
as somebody who has to fight women off with a 10-foot pole every time I walk down the stairs, every time I walk down the street, I understand. Like, I know.
No one would touch you with a 10-foot pole. That's for their safety, not yours.
I'm trying to keep them at bay so they don't catch my gingivitis. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Minarine, like, I see what they were going for. Like, they were going for, like, this character who doesn't show their real emotions on the outside. They only show their emotions, like, on the...
She only shows that she's happy.
Right.
Or that she's doing well.
And she's, like, putting on a mask. Like, she's putting on a mask. Like, look, I'm happy, nothing's wrong.
But I wish they... Okay, towards the end, which is why it's upsetting, towards the end, they gave us a little something when it's, like, she's yelling down the hallway that
But at that point, it's too late.
But at that point, it's too late. Like, he's already gone and formed a bond with Taiga, and she's done the same. And it's just, like... Okay, why would you even say that anymore? Like, that's worthless. Like, yes, it adds drama, but just let Taiga...
Yeah, at that point, just don't say anything.
Just say, hey, Taiga, go for him.
Yeah, you don't have to say, I'm in love with him.
But I want you to have him. Like, at that point, you're...
What's the point?
What's the point? I mean, that's why I didn't like her. I don't like people who don't show their real emotions on the outside, and...
Hello.
I don't really like people in shows who don't show their real emotions. I think it adds something, but then I think they need to start then showing their real emotions, so then people like us can start getting, maybe, okay, here's a thought. Maybe the people who wrote the show didn't want us to get attached to Minarine. Maybe they didn't want us to not like her, but want her and Ryuji together. Maybe they wanted, us to see that him and Taiga should be together.
I see that.
So they're like, let's not give you any reason to be emotionally attached to her.
If you're still watching this right now, just realize that this is the point where I kind of stopped trying on the editing. So, pretty much the rest of this is going to be unedited. So, enjoy. I'm not a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, I see that point of view, but I think that, like, either way, you start out being attached to Minarine and you want to, like, know more about her character. But I feel like they just don't ever do her fully. I feel like that's really more the problem. It's not that you dislike her; it's that you wish that the writing would have made it to where you got more from her instead of her just being. And I feel like that's a big problem with some of the cast. Like I feel like that with Ami too. I feel like we don't ever fully get an Ami fleshed out. Like I kind of just want more of Ami. Like it almost feels like
the show could have been longer.
Yeah, it almost feels like there could have been like a second season where they go more in depth.
Not even a second season, just more episodes where we just get to see more of those characters behind the scene.
The side characters.
Yeah, and what they're really about. But then again, that's what side characters are for. They're just supposed to be a stepping stone.
They're not the main characters for a reason.
No, I mean, but
they're a means to an end.
Yeah, and while they did give us, a pretty good part of them, they just didn't give us all. And that's why I was saying, I think that's why the writers didn't do that, because they wanted us to fully be invested in Taiga and Ryuji, which I totally understand.
Not be like confused, like who am I supposed to like here?
No, it's like it should always be like towards the middle of the show. Like you should be like, okay, I kind of want Taiga and Ryuji together. When are they gonna be?
Yeah. So I guess my next question doesn't really need to be asked anymore, but I can just ask you, what did you think of the main cast? Like, who's your favorite few other than Ryuji and Taiga? Who was your next favorite?
The bird.
What was his name? Anko?
Something.
Anko or something? Yeah, he's funny. Like, I noticed that was the thing that would make you laugh the most, is whenever the bird would just be like having that and then it'd say something with its tongue out, that was the thing that made you laugh the most.
To be honest, other than Ryuji and Taiga, like, sorry for that long pause, but I just was getting my thoughts together.
Future editing, Tyler's pissed.
He has to cut 4 seconds out. To be honest, I really didn't
vibe with most of them.
No,
really?
I feel like I got the same vibe from Kitamura.
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay, I got the same vibe from Kitamura, Ami, and Minarine. Yeah, they just all weren't given enough for me to get attached to. Like, I liked them, and yes, they did provide
they did their job.
They did their job. They provided support. And while yes, they give a lot more than a bunch of other side characters do in most anime. Like, I will give them that. They do give a lot more substance and depth, but just not enough for me, because Minarine and Kitamura Minori.
Oh, you did a good job doing that. Why did that sound exactly like her? Taiga! Is that good?
We were going to do our impressions.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I just feel like Kitamura and Minarine were like two of the same. Like, he also didn't give Taiga anything.
Yeah, didn't give her.
But then he said towards the end that he did like Taiga.
Well, he said like, if you go by the actual timeline of the show and not like what we watched, he had already expressed his feelings for her, and she just was kind of just like blew him off. And so maybe that's why. Maybe it was like,
I know, but that was the beginning, and then I get he liked, spoiler, the student council president. I get that, but he never shot Kitamura never shot Taiga down. It was more like he just kind of led her on.
Like sidestepped her a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, but he did let her down, but not in a way like, hey,
that was like, hey, seriously,
like
this isn't gonna work out, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the problem with like most of the, and I guess maybe that's because like you have to create drama.
There's no communication.
Well, you have to create drama to make a show.
No, I know.
But like there are like 10 times the show where simply being like, hey, I don't like you. or being like, hey, you know what, this just isn't gonna work out. You're just not for me.
You would
or
avoid
saying,
it.
or saying, I do like you. Either one of those situations would have like solved this entire problem.
But then, you have to think, then you don't have a show.
Yeah.
So, besides all that, that's just us like nitpicking.
If you had to pick your
that.
next favorite, who would be your next favorite character? Mine would be Ami for sure.
Yeah.
She's the most complicated. I really liked her character. Anyways, so my next question is, what did you think of the ending? Did you like the way that Taiga's character kind of took a bit of a 180? I worded that so strangely, but what I'm trying to ask you is, did you like the way that Taiga's character did a bit of a 180 at the end?
Yes and no. Yes, because I really think she has, throughout the whole show, she's definitely matured and developed into the person she needed to be for herself. And she wanted to, it seemed like she wanted to build relationships back, and or she wanted to fix relationships. Like I really just wanted to be like they just came together and then enjoyed the rest of their senior year and then like went off to college together or something like that. But it wasn't like that.
What Kennedy's talking about is that I made a tweet about this at one point where I said, I think that every rom-com or romance show should have to have a Clannad after story second season where they go through the entire, like, it doesn't have to be the rest of their lives, but go through like a year of them being happy. Like, I just want to see that. Maybe it's just 1 or 2 episodes or whatever, but I really want to see that. And this is one of those shows where they don't do, like, you know they're gonna be together, but it's not like you're like, oh yeah.
You don't get instant gratification.
Right.
They kind of like, she goes away and then a couple months pass and then graduation happens and then
the end credit scene.
Then she's up there in a room and she's like, I just wanted to surprise you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bitch, you probably already moved on by now.
He's like, oh, me and Minarine actually got together.
Yeah, like that's how
you were gone for a year, bro.
That's how long it was, and I didn't like that. Like I just wanted instant, like where they would come back from that whole situation where they were gonna elope and things like that, and you really need to put spoiler like in the title somewhere.
I'm gonna have at the very beginning. There's a spoiler order. You don't have to keep saying spoiler. Every time she says spoiler, I just like laugh in my head because I'm like, I'm just gonna edit this part out. So it's just funny to me that she keeps on saying spoiler. But anyway,
because I feel bad. But anyway, they were gonna elope, and I thought like after they got that whole situation resolved and we're gonna come back home. It kind of upsetted me that she said that, oh, you know, I'll be back, you know, go start dinner and stuff like that. Then she just left.
And then she bails. She's
and
like,
then she didn't tell him or give him, you know, any
all you have to do is
closure
text.
to that. Yeah,
say,
or you
say,
just
hey, I'm gonna be gone
because I'm gonna better myself.
I'm gonna be gone for the next 6 months. I'm just letting you know. That's all it took, and then he would have understood.
Yeah.
But instead, she's just like, see ya.
Literally, she was like, I'm out. And I don't like that. They just, I mean, like, yeah, it was nice that they eventually came together at the end, but it was just in a very, like,
it was
chopped
literally
way.
The end, dude. That was the end credit scene.
Yeah.
That was after we had already gone through some of the credits. I remember I looked at your face because you didn't know there was going to be more. Like, you just thought once the credits started rolling, that was it. I looked at her face, she was like, are you kidding me? And I guess the end credit scene did make you feel a little better, right? Like, it makes you feel like a little bit more like they got back together.
It settles me, but it doesn't excite me.
Yeah, like, don't you wish there was Toradora season 2 where it was just literally them just, like, living out their next year together or something? That'd be so
I don't
cool.
know. That might be boring.
Oh, I would love that. I would eat
maybe
that
like
up.
an episode.
You're telling me you wouldn't watch that?
No, well, of course I would.
I'd watch the shit out
but
of it.
maybe if it was like a last episode where it's like, oh, it's just 10 minutes
Not
of
like a whole season.
not a whole season, I would enjoy that. But a whole season, no, they ain't got no drama, they ain't got no juice, they ain't got no tea.
All right, I've got 3 more questions for you, so I just want to get through this because we're already at almost 30 minutes. So my first question of the last 3 is, what did you think about the female representation of the show?
I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
Do you think it was the best that you've seen for female representation?
Yes.
Most
they
realistic,
showed,
or?
in a way, there's never any like plus size people in anime.
Oh, yeah. So you're saying like
Like
you have to realize
there was some representation. For example, Taiga is flat chested.
Yeah.
Minarine is like
she's like
she
always
has
have to diet and having to work on herself.
No, what I was trying to say is like you said, do you think there's enough? Asked like, is there enough representation? I said,
No, I'm saying like
yes and no.
female representation.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
like, they had girls of different breast sizes. There weren't just all had these. They didn't all
really
just
matters.
have these huge knockers. Like they were all very different. And like I said, not really because like I noticed there's not a lot of plus size people in anime.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but in Japan, their obesity rate is very, very low. Like,
Yeah,
because I
you've
think
told me
they literally have checkups where you have to go once a year, and if you're over a certain weight, you get some, like, your insurance company or somebody gets some sort of fine.
You get taxed.
Yeah, like, kinda, yeah, it's like a fat tax. Like, it's like, you're screwed.
You know, I learned in economics that a lot of places, a lot of different countries tax, like, fast food a lot higher.
That's like a sin tax, like we do with cigarettes here.
Yeah, and alcohol and stuff like that. I found that very interesting. I didn't know that. I knew probably for cigarettes and alcohol that there would be a higher tax, but I didn't know that they could do it on, like, fast food and stuff like that.
We're so off topic. What are we talking about at this point?
Well, I just learned that.
Cut the video here. We're gonna do a video on syntax now.
I just want to show I actually learned something from school.
Well, anyways, female representation. Overall, you like it. Is there anything that you would change? Is it just the plus size thing? And obviously, like I said, they live in Japan, so it's not like there's gonna be like a lot of different. Like,
you're right. So I guess that really doesn't apply. But I just had to say that because like you gotta represent all the girls out there, you know, small and big. But yeah, other than that, I really liked it. They all just didn't have huge knockers. There was actually, you know, Taiga, who was
and it showed.
flat-chested.
One thing I liked is that it shows that Taiga's like insecure about that.
Exactly.
It was interesting to see her insecurity on display.
It also was nice to see, like you said, Minarine was in that diet culture and things like that, and so was Augie and stuff like that, and that was kind of nice to see. That was a little more like normal and pretty good representation about how a lot of females feel. So I thought they did a great job.
Okay, next question is overall thoughts and rating of the show. So what's your final thoughts, and then I want to know what your final rating is of the show. 1 out of 10, or 0 to 10, I guess. I'm leaving this in.
Final thoughts. I'm gonna look straight in the camera for this. If you have not watched this show, you need to right now. Like, finish this so he gets the watch time. But you need to watch this show. It is seriously the best show.
Wow.
I have watched.
Okay, so she's seen. I think you've seen 5 or 6 anime now, like shows, not movies. I'm not counting the movies, but I think she's seen 5 or 6 anime now, and I could tell 100% that this was gonna be her favorite because I kept asking her like periodically, like a quarter of the way through, halfway through. By the time that we got past the first episode, you were like, "This is my favorite show."
Oh yeah, from the
this
first. Usually a lot of shows kind of you need to get through a couple episodes to kind of really feel it, but from the beginning, I was just like, bam, I love it.
It's probably in my top 5 or 10.
For me, it's a 10 out of 10.
I'm interested to see you try a little bit more romance and see what you think is the best out of all of that. You know, like once we've seen like 5 romance, I want to see where you rank it.
Yeah, maybe we can like do a video about the best romance.
Well, I guess my next question is kind of irrelevant now, but it'll still be interesting to see what your other 2 are. What is your top 3 favorite anime after seeing this, including movies? So you can say whatever you want.
I guess number 1 obviously would be Toradora, and then number 2 would be Kill la Kill. I really enjoyed that and still want to keep watching it.
I'm tired of it. I'm kind of blown out on it.
I know, but maybe
you can watch it on your own.
I know. I totally forget I can totally
account.
do that. I just feel like if I watch something on Netflix, it's not anime, so I feel like you have to hold me accountable to watching it. But my 3rd favorite would have to be Death Note.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Princess Mononoke.
That's a movie, and I think movies and shows shouldn't...
Okay, so you would separate them.
Yes. Okay. I really do. I mean, you can only get so much from a movie versus a show.
True.
So I definitely think Toradora, Kill la Kill... Actually, sorry, excuse that. Toradora, Death Note.
Oh, Death Note's number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Death Note's a really solid... By the way, if you are trying to get somebody into anime... Death Note is one of the easiest ones because it's so entertaining.
I'm not saying like a live action movie of it because I think, you know, we can all agree that most of those are trash. Yeah. But I think a movie with that storyline, not necessarily a live action of Death Note, but maybe a movie along the lines.
I just think you would need to show them Death Note the show. I think that's really the only way.
No, I'm just saying like. I would enjoy it in a regular movie.
You're just saying like if they had that. Okay, you're saying like in a Western style movie you would like,
Yes.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Not like a live action
Yeah.
of the anime,
That's
but
what I thought you were trying to say.
if it was westernized, I would really like that.
Okay, next we're going to actually go into some questions from the people to see what they wanted to hear. I made this tweet, by the way, follow me on Twitter, Tyler Doe.
No
By
one's
the
gonna
way,
follow you.
by the way, follow me on Twitter, Tyler Doe 10. It'll be linked in the description below. I asked the question, does anybody have any questions for me and Kennedy? Please help for Toradora. And of course, Pokesel went ahead and left 7, so we'll read his first. Who should Ryuji have chosen, and why is it Taiga? Well, he answered that it's Taiga. That's who you should have chosen.
Well, yeah, of course it had to be Taiga. I mean, she was the only person that ever really gave him anything.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I guess emotion. Like they kind of did have a give and take relationship.
Yeah.
It seemed like when he was with trying to pursue Minarine, it was very give.
Yeah, it
He
was like
giving
give,
her
and she
everything.
was just taking.
And she never
Yeah.
gave, not like she was necessarily taking, but she never gave him anything back, any
Yeah.
reassurance, any inkling that she was into him. But at least with Taiga, they could kind of tell something was up between them towards the end, or middle to
Like you
end.
could tell they had some sort of chemistry back and forth, not just one to another.
Exactly, like for example, like when one of them got hurt or something like that, there was love and care there, and so
My computer's screaming for some reason. Okay, so the next question, we're gonna go through these a little quicker.
Okay.
We're taking too long on
Okay.
each question. The next question is, what's your favorite scene and why?
I think my favorite scene has to be when they're on that ski retreat and she thinks that
Where she's on his back?
she thinks that Kitamura is rescuing her, but it's actually
That's a good scene. That's a good choice.
but
Yeah.
it's actually Ryuji, and she confesses like her
I think
love for him.
mine's probably the fight scene. I love that. That was such a cool fight scene.
But it finally, he knew that she loved him,
Yeah.
and that was very special.
Pokesol also said, I just wanted to get this in, he said, good troll the other night whenever you tweeted on my account. Which, by the way, I got actually mad at you
Yeah,
for
he
just
got-
a second.
Would you have gotten mad if somebody tweeted that on
I
your
got
account? Let
slightly
us
mad
know.
because I was like, I take this so seriously, and you just went into that. Anyway, we don't gotta get in that.
He acted like I tweeted that, and then all you were all of a sudden gonna unfollow him and like lose.
I started thinking it was funny after. I think it was just one of those situations where you get pranked and you're just like mad for a split second, then you're like, okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Like, let's be realistic. Okay, so this person said it was Mad Menno 2016 said, why is Uzaki-chan just as good as Toradora? Well, it's not, so we don't even have to answer that one.
Yeah, I don't even know what that
Mormon
is.
Woman Obama says, I don't even know what Toradora is.
Well, you should know what Toradora is.
Okay, Katie said, do you think that Toradora is predictable?
Yes and no. If you allow yourself to think hard enough and think, I think if you allow yourself to really get into it and have context from like other shows you've watched in terms of like rom-coms and things like that, like of
Like you
course
could see the writing on the
always
wall.
end up with each other, but it's not really about the ending because you know that they're gonna end up with each other. It's about the journey and about the story and about the connection between them two.
So you're saying it is predictable, but
it is
it's still
predictable,
enjoyable.
like you know they're gonna be with each other, but it's not about that because you already know that. It's about what the hell is gonna happen in between all that when they do end up with each other, and I think that's more important than just knowing that they're gonna be with each other.
Okay, Geen said, who is the worst waifu, and why is it Minori?
Yeah, I agree, she sucks.
That's funny. Hold on, I think there was something else funny in that thread. Nope, there wasn't. Geen, do the video though. Who is this?
That's the student council.
You thought that she was gonna say Ami.
Okay, I want to say she's a bitch, but she's not. She did the best for Kitamura. She knew that if she said anything about her going to America and that she did actually like him, that he would drop everything and follow her, and she didn't want that, and I think that's very mature of her. So
yeah, she kind of like did, even though it was hard and it was like harsh,
she did
what
the
she had
right
to do.
thing. Yeah, she wants him to have his own life. And look, towards the end, we find out he's gonna go study in America. It all works out.
Who is the best girl and why is it Taiga?
Just because she's awesome.
Oh, did you like the opening to Toradora?
What was the opening? I can't remember.
Bootleg
banana. Yeah, every time that came on, we had to listen to that part before we stopped it.
Yeah, we would stop it, but we would definitely listen like the first 2 times it says bootleg banana, because that's what it sounds like.
We just say that's what it sounds like. The second opening towards the middle of it kind of sucked, but whatever.
Ryuji or Tyler Doe, who would you rather date? And I said easy, Ryuji.
Literally, he cooks, he cleans, he takes care of a woman.
How did you guys feel about Ami? We already answered that. We liked Ami overall. But yeah, like, do you have any other thoughts about Ami, or did you just like her overall?
I like that she wasn't, when somebody finally called her on her bullshit, like in the beginning when she was acting fake. I'm glad she just didn't continue with that fakeness.
Yeah, she wasn't two-dimensional. That's what I liked about her.
Yeah, she did change. She definitely was a little more hardcore in the beginning after, she stopped all that fakeness and stuff like that. But then you could see towards the end she really enjoyed everyone's friendship, and she did care about them. No, she didn't want to leave. So, yeah, we love a good character development.
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
You gotta respect that, but Meanerine never really got character.
Yeah, she doesn't really develop. She just kind of like goes along with the story. She just
kind of opens up a little bit, but she doesn't fully develop.
But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for us. I mean, there really wasn't that many questions to go off.
No, it's just a great show, and if you want our explanation of it, well, here you go. And now, I mean, our explanation really doesn't mean anything. Go watch the show. Yeah. I mean,
for sure, go watch the show. Like,
for sure.
If you have not seen this show, what are you doing?
Literally.
Go watch this show. But to be fair, like, it took me a long time to watch it too. Like, it's been out since 2008. That's a 2008 anime. And
it was great.
It was good.
The how they presented it, the animation and everything, the colors, it didn't feel like 2000.
Yeah, it definitely felt like new gen, like new era. But yeah, it's seriously one of the best anime I've ever seen.
But leave a comment down below if you have watched it or if you haven't.
Yeah,
I want to know how many people have watched it and how many people actually have watched it. I think most people have.
I think that we're kind of in the minority whenever it comes to anime fans. But yeah, leave a comment and say if you've seen it or if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, what did you think about it? Just leave a comment down below. This is a good place to have discussions. Yeah, so that's pretty much it from us. So say the outro.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification for my next video.
My next video? It's my next video.
Your next video.
She's got 7,000 subscribers. She doesn't need me.
Almost 8,000.
Oh my god, she's gonna rub it in.
No, I just had to say that because he never tweets about me anymore.
I tweet about you all the time.
No, I like when you tweet to your people how well I'm doing.
You like the praise. Okay, I'll praise you some more. Yeah, whatever, liar. You're really thinking that. You're like, yeah, I really wish you would praise me more. But, okay, well, anyways, that's been it for us. Hope you guys had fun. I had fun recording this. It's very long, and I have a long day of editing ahead of me now, but should be fun.
There's just so many
There's a lot to talk
opinions.
about. We could have done 3 parts of this. Maybe I'll make this into a 2-part series. Like, maybe I'll cut this up in halfway.
And then say, like, continued.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But anyways, I've been Tyler Doe. This has been Kennedy Doe. We're out of here. Bye.